Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. I believe it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what your age is, what the world believes is possible. If you have a dream and a desire, you can make it happen. And you know what? When you make it happen, it might be bigger than anything anybody ever thought possible. Now, I'm going to share a story with you that's not only going to motivate you, it's going to inspire you. And at the end, it's going to completely blow you out of the water. You see, it shouldn't come as much of a shock to hear that baseball in 1931 was a totally different sport from baseball today. Just from looking at pictures of the era, you can tell that the pitchers' windups are different, the hitters' swings were different, even the uniforms were different. They were much thicker and baggier back then. But another way the game was different, and one you can't see by simply looking at pictures, and one you also may not know about, was the proliferation of barnstorming teams and exhibition games. You see, in the off-season, baseball's biggest names would join forces and form a sort of traveling baseball carnival. They'd play games and draw crowds wherever they went. The most famous of these was the 1934 team that barnstormed around Japan, which included guys like Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Jimmy Fox. Insert the Chattanooga Lookouts, who weren't barnstormers. They were a team in the Southern Association, a minor league in comparison to the National and American leagues, but thanks to their owner, Joe Engel, they embodied the barnstorming spirit as much as anyone else. You see, Engel took over the Lookouts just before the stock market crash of 1929, which immediately made it difficult to sell tickets. And as an inventive and tireless promoter, Engel was well suited for this type of a situation. You see, the owner's stunts are likely worthy of a story all to themselves, but to say that he was creative would likely be an understatement. He once sold the shortstop for a turkey and then served that turkey to local sports writers. He once raffled a house to a ticket holder at a random game. The ballpark hosted an elephant hunt where people dressed in safari gear and chased others wearing papier-mâché elephant suits. But compared to all that, what he did in the spring of 1931 wasn't far-fetched at all. The Yankees were scheduled to stop for an exhibition game against the Lookouts on their way home from spring training on April 1st. So, Engel signed an up-and-coming superstar, Jackie Mitchell, to pitch for the powerful Yankees lineup. Now, an ordinary rookie wouldn't normally stand a chance against the likes of Ruth Gehrig and Tony Lazzeri. They were the heart of the Yankees order at the time. Though Ruth was nearing the end of his career, he still hit 49 homers in the previous season, and Gehrig added 41 to his own. Lazzeri hit 303 on the year. You see, but Jackie Mitchell wasn't ordinary. You see, for starters, Jackie was an all-around athlete. Jackie split time between basketball in the winter and baseball in the warmer months for one of Engel's other teams. And you see, when Engel reached out to Jackie to join the Lookouts and sign, Jackie was in Dallas playing in a basketball tournament. With the chance to sign a professional baseball contract, Jackie Mitchell ditched all that noise right away. You see, like many young ball players, Mitchell had learned the craft playing with Dad in the neighborhood park. But Jackie Mitchell's neighborhood came with an advantage not exactly available to every young player. One of Mitchell's neighbors in Memphis was none other than Dazzy Vance, the Hall of Fame pitcher who led the National League in strikeouts for 7 seasons from 1922 to 1928. Now, from this neighbor, Mitchell learned how to throw a drop ball, which we would call a sinker today. And the anticipation for the Yankees coming to town generated considerable media coverage, to say the least. However, few were very prepared for what would come next. After starter Clyde Barfoot gave up a double and a single to start the game, the Lookouts went to the bullpen and brought in Mitchell. The first two batters up against Mitchell were none other than Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. Now, in front of 4,000 fans, Ruth tipped his hat to Mitchell and stepped into the box. Mitchell went into a left-handed sidearm delivery and delivered a drop ball, which missed the zone for a ball. Ruth swung and missed at the next two pitches before taking the next pitch on the outside corner that the umpire ruled a strike. The slugger threw his bat on the ground in disgust with the call, but the facts were the facts. Jackie Mitchell had just struck out the greatest batter of all time. Now, next up was Gehrig. He went down easier than Ruth. He swung and missed at all three pitches Mitchell threw him. After walking Lazzeri, the Lookouts went to the bullpen for the second time in the ending Mitchell's historic outing, and the Yankees would go on to win 14-4. So they beat him pretty good. But the next day, the New York Times sports page had a headline, and the headline read, "Ruth and Gehrig struck out by a girl pitcher." To add to the magnitude of Mitchell's accomplishment, Ruth and Gehrig went on to hit over .340 with 46 homers apiece in 1931. You see, Jackie Mitchell was a 17-year-old girl. That's right. You can do anything you want to do. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. If you want it, go and get it. I believe in you. I care about you, and I'll be back tomorrow with maybe another story, but definitely some recommendations on how you can build a better life. Have a great day, friends. Take care.